I swear it's like there's some kind of mystic force that makes doing these a little bit more irritating than they should be. So I had a couple of goals for this week. One of them was to do the Kissinger documentary, which I was able to do, and then do the Wikipedia video, which I was able to do. Um, I don't know. It's so strange how you get to this point where you feel content with what you've done, but then also frustrated with what other people have done. So I've mentioned in the past that one of the reasons the project takes longer than usual, or not usual, but takes longer than it should, to actually edit and draw everything out is because a lot of times you'll have within the group of VAs that work on it, one or two that just continuously hold out and kind of refuse to, really do their parts. And it's the same thing this week. And I got really disappointed because this person had previously started to show signs of getting better. So it's kind of like a slap in the face followed, preceding, or rather preceded by a red herring. Like, oh yeah, this person's turning some stuff in. Surely they're going to be better now, right? Nope. Damn, I really fell for that person's trick. They were like, oh, here's your thing. Like the day after I sent it to them, they gave it. And I was so happy. I was like, yes, finally, the nightmare is over. I can at last have my thing be somewhere near completion. This is great. And then they went right back to screwing it up. Oh, people are so terrible. So it's like you might as well not even bother sometimes. I'm not saying that to be Nate. I'm just saying it's really annoying when you try to appease these people because I mentioned before that I give the various individuals multiple weeks if they needed, months, whatever. And really, the only stipulation I have, if you're going to turn something in late, is to just say that you can't do it. Just communicate. It's a very simple thing. We live in a digital era where people have phones and computers, and they have very simple access to the internet. It's something that even small children have, uh, which makes it all the more disturbing when people, still can't do things that even small children can do. I can call my little brother and he'll answer his phone. Usually, you call one of these people about this thing, or I even call them send a message because I noticed they're really scared to speak by voice for some reason. If you send them a message, they'll a lot of times not even say anything. They'll just sit there and be left trying to figure it out. What happened? Why won't they speak? What am I talking about right now? What is going on today? Oh, Ruben, did you see the Kissinger documentary? I bet you're gonna say not yet. I haven't seen you. I don't think you were on any of the streams from last week. Not the Saturday one, the Sunday one, or the Monday one. Damn, where did Ruben go? He decided to disappear, except on Twitter. I'm debating whether that's going to be the next website I roast because Wikipedia was like that was just a long time coming. They had been acting ridiculous for literally years. I just got so fed up. I put it all in the one video. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But no, I was discussing the fact that one of the VAs is holding stuff out again. which doesn't stop me from doing 41, but it does stop me from doing anything after that. Like I just hate having to, pester these people like hello, hello, hello. It's really annoying. But hey, they work at their own pace. Created by pro-Israel losers. Now, if you see the video, I go into like several instances of them doing hypocritical crap. I mean, to not. Oh, I mentioned Wells. I said he made the site in 2001. I'm just saying that in the video, I go over what the other, because I'm not going to blame him for the stupid stuff the users do. I just find it funny that this same website that wants to act all uppity and tell me how horrible of an editor I am, even though most of my stuff stays on there, wants to beg for a donation every couple of weeks. I haven't watched anything. I just go on Twitter to yell at people. I work so hard on those videos. I don't even want to read your comments anymore. What a sick thing. That'd be funny. That was my actual reaction. Just burst into tears because you wouldn't watch the video. I put so much effort into that. I really did. That script for that Wikipedia video was, I think, it's like 12 pages long. And I wrote that in maybe 2 or 3 days. There was a lot of stuff I had to, because I had to grab the screenshots and stick them, in comparison. Anytime I do that, it's the worst because, sometimes I'll forget something. And a lot of times with these websites, people on there say things I don't really like to reread because they just remind me of a lot of the nonsense I used to put up with. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was kind of reluctant to do it because it seems like a lot of people who use it, and it's not just me; it's other people's stuff too. They don't realize that Google gets a fairly large cut of whatever you say. You're like, thank you. They got enough coins. That's really sad when you get so hungry for coins or cash that people are they get fed up enough because most people are not going to get upset with a company owner or some large company getting paid for their service. But when you take 20, 30%, like some big enough number, that's when they get annoyed. Like they should have that they were smart to where the amount decreases or rather is like at most 10% or lower than that. Because again, if enough people are using this, you're going to still get, paid off of it anyway. Did you hear about Elon Musk's attempt to send another space vehicle? I did not. It sounds very stupid. Did you hear that Biden has been hiding under his bed for the last couple of weeks? The future U.S. president's been hiding in a recluse. I've never seen that before, and I will admit I'm not entirely familiar with the experience of living through just a whole bunch of presidential campaigns, but I've never seen someone get the nomination and then after they get it, they just vanish. Like with Hillary, I know she didn't campaign in certain states, but I don't remember her just no appearances for like a whole week, or if she makes an appearance, it's on some stupid network. Like, this is weird. It's that crazy crap. Oh no, we're not playing you today. They got that Steve Daines ad and all of my stuff. If I remember correctly, I think Daines is one of the. It's like 7 Republicans that vote to regularly get out of Yemen. So he's apparently one of the good ones, but at the same token, I don't like seeing Cruz. Like that's like an anti-endorsement. I know that Biden owned the Donald by wearing a mask and dark glasses, and then the Donald owned Biden by calling masks PC. Yeah, they were trading blows because I remember Biden went to some kind of event on Memorial Day with his wife, and I think Trump commented on the fact that he was wearing a mask. But other than that, in one interview he did earlier this week, I can't remember anything he's been doing. Like, it's really weird. He's just vanished. So I said, people are crazy. Like, this is who they voted for. Like, yeah, let's vote for the guy that didn't campaign in half the states during the primary, and who probably isn't going to campaign in most of the states when the actual election starts taking place. What are you guys doing? Get outside and protest now. Let's go. I'll get right on that, urban world. Let me get my yellow vest. That's a much more respectable movement, by the way. I'm so embarrassed. Like, I became aware that there are people who actually support violent protests that just destroy a whole bunch of stuff, and it's a really obnoxious thing to be aware of, because it's basically people admitting to hell with what people have built, um, where people live. Let's just destroy everything. Let's act a complete fool, because we all know that's worked before. It's crazy too, because if you look at a lot of the protesters, like the ones who are top names, they'll mention the civil rights movement and MLK in a heartbeat, but they'll leave out the nonviolent violence part of protest. So the part where you don't actually assault or harm anyone. I mean, it's just like, how do you have that dichotomy? The simple solution, in my eyes, are to not patronize businesses and force them to speak out instead of destroying your own community. Well, that's what they're doing. Oh, I know. I've seen MLK the third do. I've seen Dexter do it. So I know they're out there. No, I'm aware of their activities. I just find it really sad, because you would think that these people that are in their 50s that remember their dad to some extent would, try to actually be leaders and take positions that other people couldn't get away with. They're protesting here now in Indiana, but it's not violent yet. Oh, I didn't know you were from Indiana. You lied to me. You said you were from, I don't know, New York. I'm so disappointed you didn't reveal this sooner. What a sick thing. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon, because I'm hurt by Urban World. He chose to keep his state of occupants or residence hidden from me for quite some time, and I didn't appreciate it. I remember this one prank call I used to watch where the guy would say, uh, he called somebody a Hoosier, and I never understood that was the first time I became familiar with that term. And it's weird, because the guy is from Missouri, I believe. So a gift card to Best Buy. I haven't there since I bought this computer. I left them alone. I don't really bother most of these stores for the most part, because a lot of times, if they have something I want, it costs too much. Like, oh, I'm gonna get you a gift card to Best Buy. Well, I can't really buy anything, because a lot of that stuff is over 100 or some other amount that I'm not just gonna throw out willy nilly, especially with the rising unemployment. A lot of the actual racists are saying that is proof that white genocide is real. Oh man, I shouldn't have read that. Now I'm gonna get the monetize. They'd be like, we heard what you read. Oh, I know Amazon has all kinds of stuff on there that's at a way more affordable price. Oh, this is so crazy. Biden really vanished this whole week, except to appear on a stupid network that nobody even trusts anymore, because they're so transparently corrupt. That's really lovely. No, I'm mad at Ruben. He got me messed up. They're whining that Trump betrayed them because of his comments about the protest, but if you press them enough, they'll admit that they plan to vote for him anyway. Well, that's why I said I can't take people seriously when they start announcing that they're gonna abandon one of the two major parties because they both still managed to get tens of thousands of millions of votes. Weird how we may have to vote via mail this election. Well, November is still a while away, and people are already talking about reopening. So I'm not too convinced of that being the ultimate fate, at least during this cycle. What a week it's been, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. Oh, Envoy, I hope you enjoyed the Wikipedia roast. They got their long-deserved comeuppance. I said, these clowns on this website, they'll tell you this page is too long and this other one's like twice as long. And they don't say anything. And just like every time I read those like talk pages, because that's where you go to discuss the I guess the merits of your edit to try to get things resolved. I just feel so dumb for even bothering to talk to those people. Yeah, I saw the comment. I could have sworn I not dumbed it up. What's the word for it? Hearted it. I don't know. I did something. I think I know I acknowledged them. I didn't respond, but I still left something in response to it. I basically did the equivalent of liking it publicly. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate phrase. Rule for thee, but not me. I agree. They say the hell with you, and what actually, you know, should affect you. No, it's up to us. We determine what's good and what's not. Anybody else? No, no, we're cool. We as long as you don't get to do what you want, it's fine. To hell with consistency, fairness, any of that. Nope. I mean, damn, that's crazy. Like I said, these websites don't care. They just talk trash. They have all these people on them and they just write stupid stuff. And now Urban World is trying to trick us into thinking he's from Tokyo, Indiana. I say Tokyo, India. I'm just imagining Modi stepping foot over there. Imgur, LinkedIn. I don't even remember Imgur being new. I could have sworn that's been around for at least 3 or 4 years. I know LinkedIn is crap, but those other two I think have been around long, or around like the same amount of time as Instagram and the rest of the crew. Wait a minute. I know I'm not reading what I think I'm reading. Ruben, is Envoy your brother? This must be some kind of mistake. I can't believe this. Well, I'll be damned. This channel united two brothers. They were separated at birth, and then they saw each other again on the air. I mean, this is crazy. They're really brothers. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd see the day that two siblings would be related and stumble across each other on the channel just by coincidence. I'm shocked. Allow me to call the local news. Talk about this success story. Breaking news here. Let me respond to what Envoy wrote. Remember Tumblr, oh Lord. Oh, speaking of Tumblr, I was debating. So I decided I'm not going to do this, but let me just say something slimy. There's a person on this website on YouTube who's got about 100,000 plus subs. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to give them any publicity. And they never appear on camera, which is fine, you know, whatever. People make their own type of videos, but they portray themselves with this very attractive, they call it a puppet. It's basically their avatar. And this young. I'm not gonna say young because she's 18, but there's an artist who liked the avatar of this person, so they drew it. Fan art for this person. This person cursed them out, saying that they messed with the proportions, told them "f you," and then blocked them just because they drew them some fan art they didn't like. But I'm bringing it up because that was on Tumblr, Envoy. That happened like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. At some point earlier this month, I was like, wow, damn. Hey, no good deed goes unpunished. A guy discovered his wife appeared in the background Disney World photo his parents took at 5 years old. She was around 4 years old in the background. He met her 15 years later in a different state. Yeah, Megumi, you heard this. Imagine like you draw somebody fan art, and like you draw them this art, you like their videos, and then they curse you out because you made their character a little bit, I guess, bigger than they would have liked, or it's like, damn. Tumblr was utter trash, and yeah, you're right. No, I remember when Jay-Z said that, and the song stuck with me ever since. I use it because I frequent TV tropes sometimes, and they have that on there, like various terms that I sometimes remember. Stop drawing me fan art. I hate you. Megumi decided he's gonna make a cameo. He's gonna leave one comment and then vanish. Hey Megumi, did you like the Wikipedia video? I tried to make it to where even if you've never edited on the site, you can still get where my arguments are. Like, oh, this page is too big and this thing is like twice as long, and they're not doing anything about it. Now when I browse 4chan, I have to deal with Tumblr in addition to the racists who were already there. Mr. Urban World says racists exist. They prove racism is a myth when they said I have black friends. Yeah, I love it when they. It's funny too because there are actually people who I've met who have like friends of different ethnicities, and then they still get called. Like they don't bring it up as a reason to try to not be called racist, but it's ironic because they actually do have black friends, and and they're like, nope, not even gonna bring that up. Like it's now a verbal trap to mention your friend's ethnicity. But hell, if you didn't have any, they would call you racist anyway. So what's the point? And Kevin was trying to steal my candy. He's so hateful. I certainly saw that video on Wikipedia. Well, they haven't seen me edit on there since what was that, the 18th? So yeah, I saw it. I hearted it too. Agent provocateur analysis. Wait, what is that? Well, I feel like somebody wrote some. I didn't see it. Let me go look. Oh, here it is. Okay, sorry, Ruben. All of Tumblr's infamous users ended up going to 4chan after it failed. I cannot get over that. That's what you're referring to. I didn't see it. The radical alt. I've never seen this person before. The radical alt left is provoking the rioting and looting. You know what? That is true. There's actually. I mean, look, like I said before, I don't support violence of any kind, so I don't have a problem calling out people that are supposedly on my side. There's a group of computer clowns who I don't speak to, but speak to somebody I know. And this person actually cut them off because they tried to say that because this person was not, I guess, African American, they couldn't have an opinion on the fact that people are destroying a bunch of property that had nothing to do with someone getting murdered. Like it's just really, it was just they, like basically they were supporting the stuff that's being done, including the various violence that's occurring. It was really dumb on their part. Envoy says, well, basically, that some people starting the looting and rioting are plants using the political back and forth, which is easy to understand why. The news loves the divides between group. Oh, let me speak to Megumi. Megumi, I know that you like GT, right? I'm actually my next Dragon Ball video that's not a stream is going to be on GT because I was going to talk about how Baby, the main villain of the Baby arc, should have possessed Gohan and had that as his permanent host instead of Vegeta. Like why I think that would have been a better idea. So you might like it. I don't know. The most diverse I've ever seen. MLK and Ralph Abernathy and all the rest of the civil rights figures fought for diverse groups of people to commit violence, regardless of. Like, think how insane that is. It's like we got our wish, they're integrated, but now they're all acting crazy together. But yeah, Envoy, in the video, I was going to make the case for why they should have used Gohan as Baby's permanent host instead of Vegeta. I was going to talk about all the different character interactions we could have had. I'm going to try to not make it just be one picture, but I don't like to really use images from the show that much because I've seen people like to play the little copyright game. So I'll try to use images from the show in discussing it. Diverse, not diversed. My bad. I'm not the grammar police. This isn't English class. Imagine I just had like a copy of Ebonics right back here. Like right as you say that. We've been easily able to call out the extremists on the right while the left ignored, enabled, and rationalized the violent extremists on their side. Well, yeah, because it's normal to, like mainstream media is really into trying to make a lot of the members on the right seem like Klansmen. Like they're doing the worst stuff that's ever occurred. So this George Floyd incident has been blowing up on the net. Yeah, I've been really reluctant to do a video on it because basically, if you don't, it's one of those things where if you don't discuss it in a certain way, people just lose their minds. So I've stayed away from bothering to get on video. I actually had somebody comment on a video I made, I think like 3 years ago, where they were like, "Oh, talk about it." I was like, "I'm good." I didn't say anything back. That's what I'm just internally thinking. Both sides suck. Counselor guy, simple ass. I actually forgot that was his name. I just remember counselor. I thought you were just like counselor man. Like yeah, counselor guy. Yeah. Just keep your TVs turned to CNN. They're the most reliable station on earth. Yeah, the Clinton News Network is where all the reliable information is. I feel so at home with them. They're so trustworthy. But I've, for the most part, been in leftist circles, and it's always been them ignoring the violent Antifa types and the violent neo-Marxists. Yeah, Megumi, I've never seen a topic where you'll get like you could say things that credit both sides, and then you'll just all you do is just make yourself a target for everybody. Like I didn't like that part where you said this, so I'm leaving it alone. Mm. LOL, use the CNN will never lie to us. Winter Fresh finally made a reappearance. He's been over there vanishing repeatedly. He's gonna be in the next Where's Waldo book, wearing that red and white, ignoring me all day and night. Protesters rioted at CNN. Yeah, I saw that, and then some CNN reporters get arrested too. So I said that people are going crazy, like between the, and then they're spreading the virus around when they're doing that stuff too, because they're not social distancing. So just several months ago at the International Conference for Men, the alt left were tossing milkshakes at people they disagree with. It was milkshakes filled with wet concrete, and the left looked the other way. Damn. I thought when you put milkshakes in quotations, it was going to be like feces or, for like chocolate and cum for vanilla. I wish more. Oh, you can't say that word over here. I got to delete that comment. 90, what was it, like 93% for the Democrats every election? I predict another lockdown will arrive by this winter. You sound like some kind of geologist where you're just like you stick your hand on the palm of a tree. I predict this winter there will be another lockdown. Like he just goes and gives this forecast. I didn't hear about either, Envoy. Ruben says, I told the left wing people to stop the milkshake throwing, and they just called me right wing and racist. The same happened when I told them not to support censorship during the Carlos Maza scandal around the same period. I didn't know those milkshakes were people of color. I mean, I guess they are. If it's wet concrete, isn't it gray? They're gonna say you're racist against Jiren. Oh my god, I can just picture that. What does him speaking Spanish have to do with anything? Yeah, because it's like it's covered by so many people, and I don't like see any positives to talking about it. So I'll just leave it alone. The guy who was not as cool as Hit, that guy's shaking my head. And the guy who was not as cool as pretty much all the rest of the Pride Troopers. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Out of the characters from Super that were introduced in Super, the only two I would do a stream about um, are probably Black and Hit. Everybody else you could throw in the trash. They were extorted speakers at Berkeley University several months ago as well. I cannot stand Milo Yiannopoulos and whatnot, but threatening him with violence if he speaks there are authorian tactics. Oh, you should have put a space bar between. I thought it was a new word. Authorian tactics. So now they're gonna have a conversation. I don't even understand. Okay, I know Ola's hi, and then Como Estas is, I think, how are you? What the hell? Time to pull out translator. Think I'm playing. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to switch from the comment section to since people want to speak in various languages. Remember this one time I was on this Twitch stream? Yeah, I got it right. Hello, how are you doing? Did you really need to inform us that you were African American? We had no idea. We all know there's no black people in Indiana. No, there was this one time I was on this Twitch stream, and it was some guy playing the game, and people were trash talking him in Portuguese. He was just sitting there, like he didn't even know what they were saying. Just random. Somebody could have said, "I like your style," and then the Thanos snap. Remember like that? Oh my god. Well, let me put what Ruben wrote in there too. Yeah, that's why I love the internet. You get to stick all the little stuff people have said, and oh, it's so great. I didn't know Spanish was Ruben's first language. No, I took Spanish 3 in high school, but I mean, even the teacher admitted that's very basic. Or just like when by the time you leave out of it, you can have very simple dialogues with people who are native speakers, but they don't really let you actually speak it that much. That's what I didn't like about those classes because it's just people writing stuff, and I get it. Their thing is, oh, people can speak it, but they can't write it. But I can't speak it because I'm so not used to actually saying anything in this language. So, you know, I used to be able to speak French a bit. I just gave up on learning another language because to hell with it. They're like, oh, if you don't learn another language, you can't find a position. It's like that, man. If that was the only issue, there wouldn't be an issue. These places aren't hiring nobody anyway. You know, they love doing that. They take this one thing you don't have, and they try to act like if you had it, everything would just be so perfect and wonderful. Mr. Urban World's doing his best Herbert Hoover impression because that's somebody else that knew Mandarin, by the way. Gumi said, "Damn." I don't know what he's saying "damn" about. Um, no, I really hated that about those classes. They had you just sit there and write stuff over and over, but then actually having people speak, like, nope. No, I didn't know you'd like to speak in third person. Where'd you hear that? I want some sources. I'd like some citations, sir. We really have the sun out there, and it still is too. Let me see. Now it's even darker. All right, I'll just leave it like this. That's the best we're gonna get. I'll try to see if I can stick that in front of me and see if it's any better. Oh yeah, I was debating not being so restrictive with some of the comment sections, but I changed my mind because what I did was I typed in the word ugly in my Gmail because I used to have it set up to where every time somebody would comment, I would get an email. Man, you would think I was at a gay bar. I saw so many dudes saying you're ugly on this one video. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Just keep it hidden. We don't need any more of that trash being mass written. Okay, if you learn this language, you'll have a better chance. Well, Megumi, you saw with that one guy did on one of my streams. He was like, maybe the place didn't hire you when you told them you were getting ready to eat. I'm like, so what was my alternative? Like they called me at dinner time as I'm getting food. When I was talking. Ugh. Nah, Kevin. It's weird because I never even came on here saying I was a beauty queen. I'm not trying to be the next Miss America. Or what's that one thing, sexiest man alive or whatever? And that's gonna be if I ever do a stream about like looks, I'm gonna make that the thumbnail where it's me on the cover of sexiest man alive doing this or something. Like it's weird. I've never seen people who will just take something as trivial as an appearance because it really is not that big of a deal, especially if that's not the point of the arguments I was making. I wasn't saying I am so beautiful and these women are not good enough for me because of my none of that. Like they just took it and tried to make it the main reason. Cover of Esquire. I'm gonna be on the cover of Vogue. Yeah, I swear to you, I think I've only ever recalled one broad ever directly saying I was ugly. It's mostly just dudes writing that to, I guess, well, better about the way they look. I already said the weirdest thing is that the same people who will talk all this trash about how another man looks hide their face. And they want you to believe they're straight as they tell this other man that he's ugly. It's just so weird. Like I literally went in my email, I found four different men. Or I guess well, this isn't Twitter, so I can't confirm if it's like it hasn't been verified that these were men, but they have men names. You know what they changed their mind, like I changed shirts. Told you about the broad that gave me her number and the day afterwards started ignoring me. I really have never seen anything like that where you give somebody your phone number a day later. No, nope. Mm-mm. Like I said, no good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, I can put the screenshots up in the video. She gave me her number, I think it was like the 17th or the 18th, and the day after that, just no responses ever again. Not on there, not on Discord. I was done. This is me from high school. I didn't know I got in a time machine and decided to donate to myself. It's kind of strange. Hey, you know what this is? The new time travel arc. IG. I don't even. Oh, I don't even use that website anymore. I haven't posted on there since like August. But if you send me a oh, racial slurs, that's nice. That's a refreshing way to get me to want to speak to you. Well, again, if you send me like a follow or something, I'll log back in there to respond back. But I'm just saying I don't use that site anymore. You really got me. I thought that was me on another account. I was like, oh man, I'm the new future Trunks. Yes, it was a joke. It was a gag. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that because I don't want somebody to come and kidnap you, and I get blamed for it. If he didn't donate to Justin, he wouldn't have been kidnapped. So I gotta make sure that we keep that hidden. We're trying to protect you. You're welcome. But again, if you send me a request, I'll add you back. Even though again, I don't even use that website other than the browse, I suppose. Kim Kardashian lookalikes fighting for attention like they're having a fist fight. You look at my horse pictures. No, you look at my horse pictures. Urban World said, "Are you impressed?" Not at all. I already told you that a lot of the broads are just like a dime a dozen. Like if you've seen one of them, you've seen all of them. That's why I said I'm so glad I got obsessed with the broad as early as I did because once that happens and you actually get out of thinking that one person is so special, nobody else can have that effect. Like you'll still be attracted to people, you just won't like lose your mind if they don't want to. Wait a second, President Lincoln told you about my channel? I gotta send him some pennies. Or is Abraham from the Bible? Or is it someone that was named after Abraham from the Bible? I get it. No, Megumi, I really should do a video on that one broad I was like, I'll fully admit to being obsessed with. Because there were some shameful acts committed by me. And it wasn't anything illegal or no like nothing crazy. It was nothing that actually turned out to be that crazy. It was just me trying to talk to this person or series of years. And I said, screw it. Instagram models all have this creepy, lifeless blow up doll look. It's sad when you see their pictures from before being an Instagram model and they look so much more attractive. This creepy, lifeless blow up doll look. Hey, Envoy, you've seen One Piece. Remember Sugar? Remember when she turned Robin into a toy? That's what they look like on. Okay, been through the phase too many times to lose your mind anymore when things inevitably go south. Yeah, like that's why I said that the one good thing that happens when you get turned down over and over is that you just kind of stop getting what's a good word for it? And I was joking, Dudley. Relax. Well, nobody's trying to mess with you. I was just trying to have some fun. But yeah, I was saying that if when it happens over and over, the it doesn't have the same effect that it would if it was only a few times. I won't judge a woman about how she looks, meaning I won't treat her badly for what she does to her body. I might comment, but I won't judge her in my heart because no one's perfect. Well, if you remember, Envoy, I did the what was that video where I was talking about that blind chick I was attracted to? It's like, yeah, I don't necessarily want a blind chick, but I'm not going to disqualify this person based off of something that they can't help. Especially if I like the actual personality of the person, which I did, and they screwed it up by changing their minds like I changed shirts a week after saying you're attracted. Oh, I suddenly no longer feel this way for you. So I said that broad stuff is just like being on a Ferris wheel. Natural makeup, heartbreaks are essential for guys. It makes us stronger. I mean, it just made me more annoyed, but shaking my head. That was just insanity. Yeah, like man, I'm telling you, there are so many chicks where it's just if they maybe did one or two things differently, you don't know what could have happened. They just screw it up. You can't have filters in the face caked with. Oh my god, there's this. This person is really lucky. I don't make um, videos where I show people's faces because I don't like to do that. Um, but there's a broad on Instagram who is a nice person from when I've interacted with her. I've known for a couple of years, where she would post all these pictures, and I wouldn't comment, but I thought she looked nice because again I don't bother commenting on their stuff. But she put up a YouTube video where she was putting on her makeup, and if that wasn't a tale of two faces of multiple mugs, I don't know what was. I was like, dang, she had she had all like just complete like a mask. I was like, what the it's like, and people find that attractive. They're like, yeah. I'm like, no. And she didn't even look, in my opinion, bad under the makeup. I'm not about to sit there and try to talk to someone. They're gonna put on their gear. Ugh. Mm, no, thank you. But that's why that comment was funny to me. The face, a face cake with makeup that brought out more makeup on her face than the cake has frosting. Damn, what's wrong with them? And it's screwed up because they don't. She didn't even look bad. She just ruined herself. Don't go to graduate school. Oh, been not been there, done that, but I have no intention to. I'll follow your advice. They enjoy the fairy tale. Nothing to put on a pedestal. And I've been with a good amount of girls. It's the way you approach. Oh, here we go with that. They be looking like porcelain doll. My beard is partially patchy. I used to have a real big head as a child, but this is me. Dag nabbit ager. I haven't used the word like, you actually used age in a while. What did you go to school for? Political science. And no, I did not graduate because I didn't have 12,000 to pull out of my backside to give to some random school 2 years back to back. Mm. All right, let me see. I think I missed something. Yeah, I honestly don't think I'll get married. Maybe if I were young and adult. Oh, I remember Urban World. You brought it up before, where you were talking about if you were from like 30 years ago without the social media trash, it'd be a lot easier. I've never seen Warzone before. He must be some conflict advocate or something. Okay, business administration. No, I did not, but I moved on to eBay and Amazon. I mean, it was just easier than saying AJ Envoy repeatedly. I guess maybe that's me just being lazy, but I just want to make sure you don't have a problem with it. Some people get angry over stuff like that. I actually had a broad who got mad at me for calling her by her real name, and I remember I was like, if you didn't want to be identified by this name, you are aware you because she was an adult, you can legally have it changed. Oh yeah, Winter Fresh. If it was like, man, before social media, it was a whole different world. You didn't have 80 guys doing to one broad on Instagram or YouTube or whatever the hell. Asked for my identification at the liquor store when I purchased a lottery ticket. Oh, did you give it to her? I hope not. But yeah, pretty much the stuff lined up for this week is that GT video. I'm thinking tomorrow's stream's probably either going to be Boo or maybe 17, one of those two. I might do a separate like video. I might do a stream on 17 and then a separate video on 18 because there's a lot of stuff I want to say about her. They really wasted that character like crazy. I don't know how men can use Tinder and other dating apps. It looks so degrading. Yeah, I got off of those really quickly. I was only ever on like actual dating apps and websites for maybe a year. Like the place I most frequented was Reddit. I remember every day getting up, ooh, 10 chicks post today. Let's go over there. And you saw how that turned out. But no, I rarely used those other forms of social media. Good thing I didn't. Do I like Dragon Ball Z? No. Are you man, you must be trolling. You love. That was a good joke question, but now it's time for some serious inquiries. It's like I did all those streams just to trick you into thinking I like the series. Oh yeah. There is this guy I met in real life who I find attractive and want to oh they yeah. Oh, you're referring to that broad on Reddit that like sat in my. I really should make those messages public. I think I might have. I don't know where she's like, I want to put you on my lap and have your noises rip through me, and then a few days later, she all of a sudden starts trying to act all nice in a platonic way. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? I'm like, hey, you didn't do this a few days ago. Oh, I met this guy. I'm like, all right, go talk to him. Dingbat. Do you have any physical copies of DBZ? I mean, I've got some of the manga. Like I used to have one of the season box sets, but everything has just been moved everywhere ever since they did this stupid stuff. So currently, no. Whenever I watch your streams is negative. What are you talking about? When I did the Vegeta stream, I was talking about how good he was used in the Saiyan and Frieza arc, and hell in all of Z, and how they've been basically just kind of making him play second fiddle ever since. Even if he gets used more than the other characters, they still don't let him do anything past that point. Yeah, the orange bricks. Yeah, I had like the season. God, I don't know if it was. It wasn't. It had to be at least the second season of the Boo stuff because it's the episodes between when they go into Bobity's ship and then where I think Fat Boo is like first on the leash. Well, no, people get mad because you don't like you can be a fan of something and not like how it turns out or various parts of it. I would hope people would realize that. I don't know how I found your channel. I mean, I don't know either. I wasn't with you. We got to act like we are all good and suffer in silence. Yeah, shut up. What's this thing about emoting? Shh. Be very, very quiet. Now Mr. Urban World has announced to the world that in his urban world in Indiana, he's gonna definitely buy gum tomorrow. Van Jones and Joy Reid, as we speak, are blaming Russians for the riot. It's like, what the hell? The Russians invaded the U.S. And, no, they're like Baby from GT Megumi. They jumped in the skin of Americans and laid eggs and started making them riot. Oh my god. Uh, GT has cool ideas, but my biggest issue is I think it relies way too heavily on Goku, like almost to an obnoxious degree. But again, I like Super Saiyan 4. I like Baby. I like there's certain stuff that's in there that is decent. I like the last episode definitely. I've been subscribed for God knows how long. I'd hope not to be ignored by benevolent say, but he chose for it to be that way. Yeah, I don't know why they made him a kid. I don't get that. And then you make him a kid, and then he's going to become an adult when he transforms. Because apparently, that form like breaks the effects of the spells of some kind of thing. They didn't really explain it that much. Envoy says weird pacing. Some villains like Super Android leave a lot to be desired. Kid Goku sucked. I like Vegeta's design in GT. It's one of the few redesigns I really thought was kind of cool because they weren't trying to be like pussies. They gave him a different kind of hairstyle that still sort of was reminiscent of the one he had before, but it showed how much he had kind of mellowed out. Saiyans don't grow facial hair. Is that why King Vegeta had facial hair and Nappa had facial hair? Hell, there's an episode of Super where Goku and Vegeta have facial hair because they were in the time chamber and wouldn't shave. No, no, Namekians don't grow facial hair. Yeah, I don't know why they don't use that design in some other material because they're just too afraid to get rid of his iconic hairstyle, so they try to always make sure to use that one instead. I like where they showed the younger characters as more grown up. They do that in every show. I still want GTs to appear in few. Get out of here with that 317s. They're gonna call that 7 threens or some kind of weird. Yeah, Paragus Envoy. That's Broly's father's name. I forgot about him. Wow, because he's always just an accessory to Broly. They don't really let him be his own character. Janemba, man, he's got a cool design, and that's kind of like I feel the same way about him that I feel about Kid Buu. They look cool, and they have these like really powerful attacks and whatever. But whatever. Like that's pretty much it. Yeah, Black and Hit are the only characters from Super that really, I guess, left any impression on me. So me and Winter Fresh agree. He's very thrilled at that prospect. That we're in unison. And Future Trunks had so much potential. Well, you remember that little sadistic story we used to hear before Super came out that the reason he never came back in either the rest of Z or in GT was because his his timeline got destroyed by Boo, and then we find out no, he survived, but then the timeline will still get destroyed about what 10 years later by Zamasu. And that was the single handed worst ending of any arc of any like GT never had an ending that was that awful ever. That ending was just straight. I've never seen a show mess up an epilogue, but they managed to do it. That should be an award winning prize. Yeah, they Hit's another person they really underuse. Like they build him up as this big thing in the Universe 6 tournament, and they kind of forget about him between that tournament and the second one or the big one, which is really a shame. But it is what it is. It's the same thing to Kaba. They changed the ending of the first movie so that Broly wins like he should have, and Vegeta is his much weaker archenemy. Oh, which one? The first form or the second form? For BoJack. Yeah, Hit was wasted just completely, and it's really a shame because he had these cool powers that were kind of unique, and they, he really should have been the last person from Universe 6 standing, but they want to play the Saiyan game, the Saiyan and Jiren game. I remember I was going to do a top 10 wasted characters in the Tournament of Power or something like that. And Ruben's always writing evil stuff. He's always trying to trick somebody. There was one person because you're talking about the villain winning. Well, he wasn't a villain in that movie, but he was the antagonist. There was one person who thought the Tournament of Power was going to end with Universe. What was that 11? Jiren's universe winning, and then I think it was like Goku and Frieza have to figure out how to reverse the circumstance or something like that. The sad thing about Jiren is I always end up comparing him and Hit together, and I always have my biases against Jiren, so he falls somewhat flat for me. I mean, he's just a boring, stoic um, character that is just there to be an obstacle. Like I don't find him interesting at all. That's why I would love if we just see the rest of the Pride Troopers excluding him, or like they use Topo instead. He was way more interesting. Him and Dispo. No, make a why I hate Jiren video. I just think that's probably just gonna be a regurgitation of stuff other people have said. Jiren is a joke character. Yeah, he kind of is. There's no villain in GT where it doesn't feel like they didn't even have a personality for him. Like they just drew something and said, animators, throw in whatever you can. But we know for a fact that with Super, they wrote it episode by episode, so that makes everybody hates Jiren. Everybody hates Jiren. I'm just picturing him like a little spin-off show about his early life in space bed stuy. Oh my god. People are leaving. We gotta stop talking about Dragon Ball. Shut up. We went from 14 to 8. All right, so for this week, the baby Gohan video, and then what else for the edited stuff? I think that's pretty much it because I don't really want to like overextend my load. So that, and then I'll at some point do a what else? Oh, I want to rewrite the Boo arc. So I'm gonna take the Boo arc and like write it in the way that I would have preferred, and that'll probably take longer because it's the whole thing. Or maybe we should stop discussing DB. Yeah, they vanished. They're like, ah! Cartoons. They do that every time. I don't know what that is. Like, I want to hear him talk about women all day long. Or Ruben didn't. I know why Ruben won't review the Kissinger documentary because I didn't do my impression of his voice. So that's why he wouldn't. The funny thing is, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and the original and Z all have some damn good villains. King Piccolo, Frieza, Cell. Man, Hit's not a villain. He's just an antagonist. Over there telling lies. I ban Envoy spreading fake news. Hey, Black. That's my response to you. Which Black are you referring to? Well, somebody can be an antagonist without being evil. No, they really they waste so many characters. Made who a moderator? I thought you were on Twitch. And that's why Black Pill donates. You could come over here and steal my subs. You can get some free advertising. You like let me write a bunch of comments endorsing my own thing. I mean, I haven't been over there. I haven't earned it. I'm not worthy. Haven't slayed the dragon yet. No, I really do want to do a video like, oh, Envoy, really quick to do the thoughts on Beerus. He was a good idea because he was pretty much the first movie villain to actually win, and he wasn't set up. See, the Super is stupid because in the actual Battle of Gods movie, we don't actually see Beerus do anything really evil like at all except slap Bulma. Um, but in the show, they ruined it by having him go and be introduced destroying a planet or like, and I guess they were trying to poison him, but they should have just left it up as something that was implied versus because it makes him not as likable in my opinion, but whatever. He was kind of just the only arc where he really got to do anything was in Battle of Gods. And we get a little bit of him in Future Trunks where he, gets rid of Zamasu, and that was cool. But for the rest of the show, he just kind of stands around and removes the stakes, in my opinion, because it's like, oh, we got this god just sitting around here. I mean, Bulma hit him first, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure every DB villain has has hit a broad or two. Oh, Vegeta should be on on that list because he hit 18 and he was supposed to be one of the good guys. That's what I always thought was ironic about his fight with her that he was the one destroying everything, but he's the hero. All right. Thanks for informing me of that. I'm glad you were able to get your A. I mean, we spend 700 billion annually on the military, and the people in the city are talking about we can't have free college. Kyle's video about Justin Amos dropping was, and that's the third Justin in this stream. Jesus was so asinine. In the comment section was even worse with the Vernon Supreme and Jesse Ventura sucking off. All right, well, send me the video and I'll see if I can roast it this week. Mm. Man, if there's only the only villain I really want to see return to Cell for the reasons I've given before, that he is the only major villain from Z that only appears in Super via flashback, and like he's in both Super and the Broly movie in flashbacks. Like he's in the Broly movie, but Gohan isn't. Think of how crazy that is. Poor Raditz. Yeah, Goku's brother gets completely treated like he didn't even exist. Like you're the brother of the main character of the supposed main character of the whole franchise, and you don't remember. Oh, fine, Black Pill. You don't have to believe me. I can send you a picture from it. It's on the DB wiki. Unless you think I made this, I drew this myself. Let me go look. You'll be surprised. It's like Gohan's in that movie, but Krillin is, and Jiren and all the rest of them in that tournament are. Like, how the hell does that work? Oh, this thing's over here being all slow. How you doing, Rev? I know you got a kick out of that Wikipedia video. Damn it, where can I get this picture? All right, this page is taken. The clowns that run that wiki won't make anything reasonable size, so it takes long to grab a picture. So Broly movie. Let's see if I can grab that damn picture for you. All right, here it is. They got all of his forms in there. Open image and new tab. This was a brief scene. They showed all his different images. So at Black Pill. Like I said, Black Pill, I already know about your sister Pink Pill and the stuff she's been doing. Super is unsalvageable. Get rid of it. Cell's better off not being in the movie. I mean, he already was. He doesn't actually like get to it's just a cameo, but I was pointing out that he was on there. Yeah, it's fine, Rev. Actually, no, it's not fun. I've been waiting to curse you out that you didn't pick up. If what could, man, don't get me started with that. Don't. I'm so. You know what, Black Pill on this channel, we're gonna call you Black Power Level because all you do is talk about. I don't think this person is strong enough. Oh, what's that? Before Broly became canon, he couldn't beat a Super Saiyan 2, and now he can fight a Super Saiyan Blue. Oh, I guess that they can make them stronger if they want to. I don't think Frieza is strong enough. Oh, what's that? Before he came back, he was weaker than a Super Saiyan, and now he's able to fight Blue. Oh, I guess they can make them stronger if they'd like. They can say that Cell's been training in hell, waiting to get his revenge, and then we can get a fight between him and whoever the hell. A tour of her mansion on our VR headset. How are you watching that and watching this? What? They will manage to ruin it. Well, I'm saying that he is technically in Super. They just won't have him appear in the present. Like you just get flashbacks and hallucinations and all that. Cell's powers are stolen moves. So are Boo's. They still let him appear. Listen, Black Power Level. Don't act like what are Goku? They had a whole joke in TFS about that Goku has a bunch of stolen moves. Hell, Vegeta just stole one of Goku's moves in the last chapter. So let's not try to pretend that was something that Cell originally he inherited, stealing people's powers from his Saiyan daddies. Did we ever have a conclusion of whether Broly is more powerful than Cell? I think the regular Broly was weaker but the one that's been introduced here is stronger. But again, that's because they won't do it. They won't let us see if Cell is stronger than he was in the Cell arc. Oh God, remember that scene in GT where Cell absorbed Goku and he was supposedly unstoppable and whatnot? Gohan was overhyped. I mean, I can say the same thing about Vegeta and Goku. Man, all these new people just keep showing up. Who is Trex? Yeah, that was that scene actually kind of infers that Cell became the strongest person, or his power with Goku's power at least put him above everybody that wasn't Goku or Super 17. Yeah, Satan was all right. I'm kind of disappointed because this arc in the manga starts with Boo getting kidnapped, and then we only see Cell in like what? Not Cell, Satan in like what 2 or 3 chapters. They wasted Hercule. Wait until. Hey, don't post anything. No, I don't want him over here. MFC. No, I don't want him to make an appearance. It's like a fast metabolism. Gohan doesn't need to train. I think he needs to someone to unlock his hidden potential. Um, well, like I said, his thing the writers basically turned Vegeta, Goku, and everybody else into Gohan because he was the only character who used to get stronger from being pissed, and now they do it where every character gets stronger from getting angry. Every Saiyan, rather. Do I like Videl? She was introduced as a, she's another wasted character. She's starts off as this crime fighter, stronger than her dad. Probably, I'd say the fourth strongest human, and they pretty much throw completely to the wayside. Not even halfway through the Buu arc, and from there she's just, as one person put it, Gohan DLC. Like if he's not there, she's not there, which is really a shame because I just don't believe that humans are done as people like to claim. I think if the writers wanted to, they can give them some big power up, and we can get some of them back in the, I guess, the swing of things. Gotenks, Kid Trunks are really wasted characters. Didn't do jack besides Gotenks, even though they didn't take on Boo. Yeah, they're just there to stall. Oh yeah, Ruben. They that's what they do with the female characters, except Bulma. They stick a baby in you, and then you don't get to do anything else for the rest of the show. Receive no mercy. Man, the only sons of Goku and Vegeta that mattered were Gohan and Future Trunks. Everybody else, like grandkids, all you could throw them in the trash. At the very least, give Krillin one. That was Toriyama's favorite human for a while. Yeah, I like his Buu arc design. That's what like. I get the bald one is more iconic, but I don't understand. The annoying thing is prior to that, I don't think DBZ even did fusion besides Piccolo and Kami or whatever. But damn, for such a big story reveal, you think the Gotenks future would win? Hey, Blackpill, I told. I'm sorry, Black Power level. Stop messing with Krillin. This isn't the place. Go make an anti Krillin video if you want to have your negative position on him spoken about. Because really, there's no character in Dragon Ball that I just have like all bad things to say about. Like usually there might be something where I don't like how they're written in one arc or another, but generally I'd say I like most of them, or at least I'm fine with all of them. No, that fusion, it was such a more interesting character than Goten and Trunks. They should have had them have a Patara fusion and had the two of them stay fused for the rest of the series. like by choice, because they're not that popular, at least as popular as Goku and Vegeta. So I could buy having them fuse for like a whole arc, and they're gonna be like, oh, the fusion dance can only be 5 minutes. You can have them use the Dragon Balls to make them permanent. Yeah, Kid Buu was just it was I don't know what they were thinking. I like the idea of Saiyan women though. As long as they're not Kale and Khalifa, I was tired of them. Man, they sucked up all of the Universe 6 screen time in that tournament. I was like, damn. Imagine a cruel, ruthless, and different person like Vegeta got Bulma with ease when Yamcha was trying his best to get Bulma, very parallel to reality. Well, see, the difference between reality and that is someone wrote that. And look, I'm going to keep saying this. The only reason Toriyama paired Bulma with Vegeta was because she was the only, I guess, regularly appearing broad at that point that wasn't with someone, or at least married to someone. Oh, she's the only female character Vegeta interacts with until 18. So, there's really like there was nobody else pretty much. He needed to figure out how he was going to have future Trunks be a Saiyan and also be the you know the kid of somebody. So he had to make a choice. I mean, it was either that or saying that Goku cheated on on his wife. I guess that the entire point of going to Namek was to bring back the Dead Sea Fighters, all for them to get sidelined anyway. I mean, Toriyama didn't exactly have like you could tell he didn't think stuff out when he was coming up with some ideas. Oh, Envoy, I've heard that that was apparently an idea that Toriyama had at some point. Now Launch vanished. She doesn't exist anymore because Toriyama forgot who she was. Fan fiction was something else. Yeah, every time they try to make him seem more romantic, I don't buy it. I think he could. I think he has affection and feelings, but as far as just my love, like I don't believe it. Damn, everybody died on Namek, or was like I just realized the only two characters that out of the Z fighters that aren't dead prior to coming on Namek or died during Namek are Gohan and Goku. Like everybody else is either dead before going over there or dead by the end of it. Oh my god. Vegeta's first encounter with Bulma was literally wanting to murder her to yeah. All right, see you later, Megumi. They're both super cold, and perhaps it works with their in terms of Saiyan and an android. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can dig that up. Someone else said that was a plan that that Toriyama had at some point. Again, I'm gonna go look for it. I'll see if I can grab it because I was really interested because like they seem to have similar demeanors, you know. Or Winterfresh is vanishing too. He knows what to do. Damn, everybody just exits at once. Jesus. I mean, I usually try to go for like an hour, hour and a half, whatever. But people want to disappear. It's cool. When it was revealed that Beerus ordered the destruction of Planet Vegeta, that kind of made me jaded with about the plot of the Frieza saga. Yeah, they left back to back. That's whatever. We had a triple evacuation from the stream. No, man, look, all I treat the Beerus stuff the same way I treat the Bardock being able to go Super Saiyan stuff. It's just them retconning something and just like don't think about it. Like remember that when this stuff was written, Beerus wasn't even a thought in anybody's head. Yeah. You love. I've seen people post a full fight, 4 hours long. It's like 20 something episodes. Jesus, it's really ridiculous. No, I don't even. I don't understand that at all. Dragon Ball already got damaged with the same concept, but then the Mexican Dragon Ball concept made everything worse since it gave us the concept of permanently reviving dead characters. Yeah, but Ruben, this is what pisses me off. If you watch Dragon Ball, like the original series, when Kami puts Shenron back together after King Piccolo blows him to pieces, he tells Goku, "Don't rely on the Dragon Balls. Take care of your friends. Take better care of them." And that's why, like with Seed, I get so frustrated around this, like the reason I don't like the Boo arc as much as I like the first three is because character deaths were still kind of limited. Like in the Boo arc, everybody dies except for Baba, Hercule. Like just everybody's either dead or they die during it. And in those three arcs, major character deaths are pretty scattered. They're not like, especially in Cell, nobody dies other than Goku. Out of the good guys, anyway. That's why I like the Cell arc. I'm tired of. I guess the one thing Super kind of does that I like is they kind of realize killing people off is pointless in this show because you can always just bring them back anytime you want. But I was saying that Ruben, that like the show agrees with you, and then it just kind of said, "Screw that." What's your thoughts on the theories of the angels conspiring to overthrow Zeno? I just don't see it. I don't think the angels have that kind of belief in them. Like I don't buy it. Oh, by the way, Zeno kind of turned Goku into a Mary Sue a little bit. It's like you're really gonna make him friends or buddy buddy with the most powerful character in the entire. Like it's just that's so stupid. Okay, Buu arc to me dragged. Like think about it, Majin Buu, Super Saiyan. Well, that's what the joke I had, that Super realizes that the Buu arc was like a mistake because they don't use Super Saiyan 3. All the character like Goten doesn't get used, Trunks doesn't get used, um, Videl doesn't get used, Buu just sleeps. The fusions don't get used. Like basically everything that was introduced in the Buu arc, they just said to hell with it because they realized it was a mistake. Like they're retroactively coming to that conclusion. Like, damn, we screwed up there. Yeah, we don't get to see him fight anybody. He just erases people, which is kind of why I don't really like seeing him because he's too like you know I don't get the point of having someone like that. It's kind of like if in Transformers, every time the Decepticons come, you've got Primus up in the sky ready to do stuff for you. Like it takes away the stakes. The show has plot, yeah, but Super introduced a lot of issues that just weren't there before. They don't like to acknowledge a lot of elements of Boo. Yeah, they realize their screw up. We had a joke that there's like a character from in the Tournament of Power, a character from every arc of Z is there except for the Boo arc. Like Frieza's there for the Frieza arc. Gohan and Vegeta are from the Saiyan arc. 17 and 8s are from the Android arc, and then the rest of them are from the original show. And like, and they just don't. They're like, yeah, forget the Boo arc. Everybody from that, to hell with you. I mean, he just takes away the stakes. To me, Mystic Gohan was a mini redemption for him. I honestly thought he would destroy Boo, but nah, he became Candy. He didn't become Candy. He got absorbed. And Toriyama, you could tell, planned on having it be like having Gohan win, but he backed out of it at the last minute. God, I'm so disappointed in this series. But yeah, I'll rewrite the Boo arc and kind of give my examples. Yeah, he became Candy. Yeah, remember Envoy? That's why Boo was wearing Goku's gi because that's what Gohan was wearing the shirt. Yeah, they really misused him. Yeah, he is. He gets mentioned in the show, and he actually appears in the manga for like a panel. Yeah, Vegito turned into Candy, and he was beating Boo up as Candy, and that's why he got turned back before he allowed himself to get absorbed to go and free his friends, and that's when the fusion broke. But yeah, look, I'm gonna go because I got some stuff I'm gonna try to do. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will stream tomorrow, probably early afternoon, for about one of the characters, either Boo or 17. So see you guys later. Have fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Once more, peace.